Evening peeps, good evening everyone, how we all doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. Alright, what's there to talk about from the world of boxing? Let's start with this one. Inoue knocks out Paul Butler in the 11th round to become undisputed in the bantamweight division. No surprise there, I think it's fair to say. Inoue was a massive favourite. I guess the only real surprise is that it went 11. I think a lot of people, including myself, thought that Paul Butler wouldn't get past 4 or 5. I thought Inoue would destroy him. And although Inoue won every single round before the knockout, I am a bit surprised that it went 11. But look, well done to Paul Butler. You dared to be great, right? I mean, it was never going to be easy going against, what is he, pound for pound, top 4, top 5 in his own backyard, undefeated. I mean, there are tasks and then they're just impossible tasks, and I thought it was an impossible task. Away from the actual fight and how it played out, I'm bitterly disappointed that no UK broadcaster decided to take this fight. Honestly, I think it's a joke, in fact. This is an undisputed title fight with a Brit in it. I don't know how many Brits have been in undisputed title fights over the years, but it won't be many, against a pound for pounder, and you just have no interest. I mean, even Sky, they have a relationship with Top Rank. No, nothing from Sky. I mean, I know Channel 5 have dipped their toes in the boxing water. Nothing from Channel 5. BBC 3, who I know behind the scenes are interested in boxing. Nothing from BBC. Like, no one decided to take this fight, which is a shame. And look, it wasn't like there was a bidding war for the rights to this fight. So you would have got the feed for cheap. You would have, because again, no one was interested. So lastminute.com, you could have just, put it out there like, okay, we'll take this for, I don't know, but it wouldn't have been much. And you probably would have got your money back, because I think a lot of people would have watched it. It is a shame. And Top Rank, I mean, look, Top Rank, last time out, they put Inoue Dinair on their YouTube channel. So I just assumed that they're going to put Inoue Paul Butler on their YouTube channel, but no, nothing. Nothing. For an undisputed title fight with one of their biggest stars, nothing. Honestly, it's a disgrace. Like, even, look, and I don't advocate for this. I'm not trying to say they should have done this, but even if you want to maybe chuck it on a YouTube pay-per-view. I remember years ago, there was Hughie Fury versus Joseph Parker was a YouTube pay-per-view. Do you guys remember that? So they could have tried that, like, at a minimal price, like $4.99. Let's just, okay, look, we can't put it on YouTube for free, but let's just maybe put the lowest price pay-per-view point we can put on it, and let's see who buys it. And I think a few people might have bought it, because, I saw a few people scrambling around looking for illegal streams because people want to watch an undisputed title fight with a Brit in it, in Britain. I mean, you want to watch that. It's just a shame, honestly, a big shame. But look, it is what it is. I don't know. The last big fight of 2022, and we're having to scramble around and look for illegal streams because there's nothing, nowhere. What a joke. I was just thinking about, and I tweeted something about this, I think yesterday. It was 7 years yesterday where Conor McGregor shocked the world, and he did shock the world, and knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. And I tweeted that I can't remember a time in combat sports history where someone has chatted so much shit yet delivered. Like, honestly, I can't remember, honestly. Like, the amount of smack this man was talking in the lead up to that fight. I mean, he went to Brazil and talked smack. I mean, there were world tours, remember? And I was like, Jose Aldo is going to kill him. Like, Jose Aldo, for those of you that don't know, was literally destroying everyone at 145 pounds. And here comes this Irish kid who's only beat Chad Mendes, who took the fight on a couple of weeks' notice. And you're thinking, you're going to get destroyed. And even if you win, you can't go life and death. The amount of shit you've been chatting, you better do something special. And he did. Bang. 13 seconds. Man, I miss Conor McGregor a lot. I don't think I've seen anything like him. Actually, you know what? There has been another one who's chatted shit and delivered. Ali, Sonny Liston. Ali was chatting some smack. But not on this type of Conor McGregor level. He wasn't. But I miss Conor. But I want him to stay retired. He's kind of semi-retired now. I want him to stay retired and just do what he's doing. Enjoy that life. I would do, if I had 500 million in the bank, I would do what Conor's doing. I would do everything apart from the cocaine. I'll do everything apart from that. He's living life, letting him enjoy it. People worried about him putting on weight and all this nonsense and drinking too much and partying too much. Get a life. He's living his. All right, none of you tuned in for that. All of you tuned in for this Conor Benn situation. Conor Benn has broken his silence. We haven't heard from Conor for about a month. I think that was his last statement that he put up on his social media pages. He put out a statement yesterday as well. I was, obviously you guys know, I was in Leeds doing the boxing. I actually spoke to someone. I was like, what's going on with Conor Benn? Like, we haven't heard from Conor Benn. What's happening? And they kind of told me that this is coming. Like, okay, Conor Benn and his legal team feel like they're innocent and they're going to be proven innocent and there's going to be something being said soon. So I expected some sort of statement. Maybe not so quick, but I expected a statement. I will say this, before we bring up the statement and have a look at it, and I've actually not read it because I wanted my reaction to be real and live now. But before we read it, Eddie Hearn's done a few interviews recently and he's spoken, I think, and I stand to be corrected, but I think he's spoken about the WBC. And the reason I bring that up is I hope that, because remember there was a talk about Conor Benn going to a hearing with the British Boxing Board of Control, and obviously they made their judgment, and obviously he's gone to someone else now and they're going to make their judgment. I hope that someone else isn't the WBC, and the reason I say that is because I want it to be an independent body. I want it to be someone away from boxing. When I think of that, I think of the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Someone who has no interest in boxing whatsoever, but will look at the facts in front of them and decide, as opposed to someone that's got a bit of skin in the game. I don't want that. So if it is the WBC, I think Conor's still going to have a problem because there are a lot of boxing fans who don't like the WBC. That's just fact. They feel like there's a bit of favoritism with the WBC in certain fighters. It's just fact. That's true. So if Conor Benn has gone for a hearing with the WBC and it's the WBC who are going to decide if he's guilty or not, then I don't know if boxing fans, I don't know if that's going to wash with certain boxing fans. Whereas I feel if it was an independent regulator who has nothing to do with the sport, but just looks at the facts that's been sent to them and they say, Conor, you're innocent, then I think, although boxing fans will still be a bit sneery, I think the majority of boxing fans will say, okay, fair. Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong or right. All right, let's have a look at this statement and then we can pass judgment on it. All right, it starts with, I want to start by saying this has been a very difficult time, not just for me, but for my family and my team. I couldn't have got through this without the love and support of those closest to me and my supporters who have stood by me. I'm forever grateful. It's been really hard for me to accept that people think that I would do what I was accused of. But what I've come to realize is people rush to judgment without knowing the facts, especially people in the boxing community, and in brackets, and most disappointingly, even those that know me. Although I've kept away from social media, I'm well aware of those who have thrown dirt on my name. I'll forgive, but I won't forget. All right, I don't like that. I don't like that. The reason I don't like that is Conor has to understand the relationship between boxing fans, boxers, and drug cheats. Like, boxing fans have been burnt so many times that unfortunately when something happens like this, it 100% is guilty until proven innocent, as opposed to innocent until proven guilty. Like, boxing fans have been burnt by too many high-level fighters in big fights for them to hear what they've heard and still believe you. It's like, I can understand where boxing fans are thinking. I fully understand it. And so Conor must understand that as well, especially the way in which it played out. Remember, boxing fans were so pumped and excited for this fight, and 3 days before the fight, it gets canned. And it gets canned because of what's happened. And then even Chris Eubank Jr. comes out and kind of contradicts things that you said in terms of, I was told, in terms of I spoke to Chris, I spoke to Conor. So it's very, very difficult for boxing fans and for people even involved in boxing to not do the guilty until proven innocent. You think of some of the high-profile sort of drug tests we've had in the last sort of 5-6 years. Think of Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, Jarrell Miller. Like, do you know what I mean? There's more. Like there's way more, but those are just 4 that spring to mind. So I get why he would be upset, but you can't be upset with boxing fans. It's impossible. I'm thankful to my dad who's been with me through this whole period, and I'm glad this nightmare is coming to an end for the sake of our combined mental health. Never did we think we'd go through something like this, but they say the hardest fight is life and the adversity it brings. I want to make up for lost time and not let another moment go to waste. All right, that alone tells me that that whatever judgment is going to be passed, it's going to be passed in his favour, and Conor Benn is going to get to work straight away. So if in the next couple of weeks Conor Benn, a statement comes out and he's innocent and he's allowed to fight, it'd be very interesting though to see what the British Boxing Board of Control here say. But if it is a case of he's allowed to fight, I think he's going to fight immediately. I think it's going to be quick. I've stayed in the gym, there you go, and continue to work extremely hard, staying positive that my innocence will be proven and the truth will come out. My team has proven my innocence, okay, and the truth will come out soon. Until then, I won't be commenting further due to confidentiality. There were times I feared it never would, but we all had faith. For now, I'm looking forward to sharing Christmas privately with my family, and I'll be back in January. See you all in 2023, the year I become world champion. Okay, so Conor Benn, if I'm reading that right, for now, I'm looking forward to sharing Christmas privately with my family, and I'll be back in January. Does that mean he's going to be back boxing, or that he's going to tell us what's going on in January? But I'm reading that as, I'll be back in the ring in January. Or maybe I've got that wrong. Look, obviously, his team have been able to prove his innocence. That's what that statement says. Again, whether or not you, the fans, believe that, that's what that statement says. And look, understand something here. I want Conor Benn to be innocent. I want, when I think of boxing's, remember I did a video the other day and I was like, who's got the best stable? And I think I said Top Rank. I want Conor Benn to be innocent, because I think Conor Benn's one of the brightest stars this country has. That's probably the biggest star this country has in terms of crossover appeal. So you don't want someone like that to kind of be guilty. You want him to be innocent, but there's one thing proving your innocence in the courts. There's another thing proving your innocence to the fans. So he's won, it seems, that battle in terms of proving innocence to, I don't know who, some independent body, the WBC. Again, I hope it's an independent body. The next fight now is proving it to the fans. Or do the fans care? Do boxing fans care? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Again, I mentioned Tyson Fury, not to dig him, but there was an issue with Fury. I don't think, it's not like it's harmed him in any way. There was an issue with Billy Joe Saunders. Has that harmed him? I mean, was Billy Joe Saunders found guilty or innocent? I can't remember. But it's not like it's difficult to sort of win back over the fans. All those fighters did, didn't they? But look, we'll see. We'll see. But back to what I said about reading, when he said like that statement about being disappointed with people not waiting for the facts to come out. Very, very difficult. And Conor's got to understand that. I know he's going to be upset, but he's got to understand that the way in which this all broke on us, everyone, fans, people in boxing, media members, the way in which it just broke, and then obviously Conor went a bit silent, and then Chris Eubank, even on this, what Conor Benn's tweeted, this statement, Chris Eubanks retweeted it, and I think he's put like sleeping emojis. So this is a problem as well, because Chris, the person you're supposed to fight, who probably knows a bit more information than we do, he still seems to be professing that he doesn't believe you and that you're guilty. So it is difficult. It's very, very difficult. I can't wait for the full statement to come out. I can't wait. And I really, really hope it's an independent body. I really do. Again, I really hope it's gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And the reason I keep mentioning them is, obviously you guys know I'm a big athletics fan, and anything that goes down in athletics, once it goes past the IAAF and they have a ruling, a lot of sprinters then go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, and that's almost the last step. That's almost the last chance saloon. And if they seem to give you the green light, then that kind of overrules anything that IAAF have done. So when I say Court of Arbitration for Sport for Conor, because they would then be able to overrule what the British Boxing Board of Control have done, I think. With it being the WBC, again, some people do not like the WBC. Some people think the WBC favours certain fighters. I mean, I remember growing up when James Toney said the WBC stand for We Be Crooks. So it's going to be difficult. But look, I'll end on this by saying I sincerely hope that Conor Benn is innocent. But I still think, regardless of whatever decision has come about in the last 24, 48 hours, I still think he's going to have a fight on his hands to get the fans back on his side. That's what I think. Hope I'm wrong, but that's what I think. All right. Look, it was a very, very quick video. In fact, I'll do a separate video about Lawrence Okoli. Obviously, look, he's come out as well, and he said quite a few things about Eddie Hearn, which I find interesting. Before we do that, though, let's have a quick look and see if there is any more news that's broken in the last 24 hours. Oh, my God. Valdez injured out of Navarrete fight. Navarrete likely to fight Liam Wilson. Massive, massive shame, that one. Huge, huge shame. I wouldn't mind. Obviously, I'm guessing the WBO title at Super Feather's still going to be on the line. I wouldn't mind Navarrete staying at Feather and him fighting Lee Wood. But obviously, Lee Wood's now been elevated to full champion. He's probably got his own path. But yeah, that's shame. Sandor Martin, not high on Teofimo Lopez. He don't have the power for 140 and he don't have the chin. I saw that in an interview that he said. It is weird, isn't it? You're the bully, you're the big man, you're the strong man at 135. You step up just 5 pounds. 5 pounds, all of a sudden, you're just a normal sized dude. It's crazy in boxing. You've got to be, that's why when you look back at Pacquiao and Floyd, it's insane. Honestly, it's insane. Pacquiao, 8 weight world champion. Floyd did what, 5? It's insane. You've got to be so skilled to get away with being the smaller guy, as Floyd and Pacquiao were, because you're seeing people jump up 1 weight class and it start to be a problem. Those men went through 5 and 8 weight classes. Not just them, Oscar as well. It's crazy. This is crazy. Beterbiev on Usyk. Very happy if this fight happens in the professionals. Crazy. I watched their amateur fight. I'm sure they fought more than once, but I watched their amateur fight the other day. Nah, not anymore. Beterbiev light heavy, Usyk heavy. So that's never going to happen. Never going to happen. If Beterbiev was like 31, 32, then okay, maybe, right? But he's 38. Never going to happen. Gervonta Davis, I'm the most hated fighter. My boxing abilities are overlooked. Your boxing abilities are overlooked because you started to overlook your boxing abilities. You just now look for the knockout all the time. Like, you don't box anymore. Like, when you were coming through, you were boxing. It was good to see. Now, we don't really see it. I don't see his boxing ability that much anymore. You're certainly not the most hated fighter. Not at all. At all. I think people actually really like you. We just want to see you get in there and start fighting the best in the division. That's all it is. But I would never say you're hated. What's this one? David Hay, confident his prime version would have beaten Alexander Usyk. Prime Hay. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Athletic, fast, powerful, like crazy. Like Enzo Maccarinelli is what he's talking about, really, isn't it? That's probably the best Hay I've seen. It was sensational. I told him that when I met him, actually. I said, dude, your physique then, your speed, your hand speed, your power, sensational. Look, I think it would have been a good fight, but Usyk's just special. David Hay was very, very good. Usyk, though, is elite special, like special fight, I think. But, I don't know, I don't know. But I'm going to say no. But obviously David's going to say yes, but I would have said no. Adrian Broner and Red Catch went face to face. Obviously, Adrian Broner will be fighting on that BLK promotion thing as well that Terence Crawford fought out. I think he signed a free fight $10 million deal. I saw Adrian Broner at the face-off and I saw a belly. And I mean like a little pot belly. And I'm like, nah, this can't take you serious. I'm shocked that they're chucking money at him like this because I think people have just forgotten about him and moved on. I can't take you serious. Like, stay in shape. That's all I ask. Stay in shape. Is that difficult? Stay in shape. Can't do it. Like I'm not an athlete by any stretch of the imagination. I'm 41. I'm going to be 42 in March. I still to this day try and stay in shape. Who am I? Just do it because I don't want to be seen with a pot belly. That's an athlete that has signed a free fight deal for 10 million and you're turning up to the presser doing the first face-to-face with a pot belly. You're not living this life, seriously. Eddie Hernia, we'll end on this one, and we're definitely going to do a separate video on this one. When Joshua finalizes his new training team, then opponent will be selected. Yeah, we're going to talk about Joshua and his search for a new trainer again. So it'll be your third trainer in 3 fights. Peace and love.